Hey, we're rolling from London.
Man, you're
in the
right.
sunny summertime. Oh, here comes Julio. El Rey.
Cierra la puerta.
No, that chair there. Shut that door.
Beautiful.
You guys come together.
Fantástico.
Fix up your hair, man.
Arm in arm's really good.
Arm in arm.
Yeah, that close.
Mano a mano.
Mano.
Tejas,
Brasa.
Texas.
He's not going to make this look
That's
prettier.
Henry. Best
make it
Nick.
look pretty.
Kai, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Kai,
you.
thank
Well
you,
done,
man.
mate.
Thank you, brother.
Texas.
What's up?
Don't take a piss down here now.
Okay, here we go. We're in business.
All right, we're here with the two tequila guys of the world. There is nobody that knows more about tequila, that has more of the history about tequila,
He's
that
the
owns
man.
more tequila restaurants around the world than you two guys put together.
Okay, that is somewhat true. I've got experience drinking it and serving it. This is the man that knows about it. I'm a veteran. He's an expert and an authority.
And Tom has places all over the world. We only have them in San Francisco.
So tell me, guys, what was the beginning of tequila?
for us, or
In general, what was the beginning of tequila, and where did it grow from?
it would have started with pulque. With before the Spaniards, the conquistadors came, the Native Americans, the indigenous tribes, had a drink which was called pulque. It was about the same strength as beer. It was something that could be made without any effort at all. They took the plant, they incised it, they cut it open, they let the sap come out, they let it spoil. In other words, yeast got on it, it spoiled, it created alcohol,
Naturally fermented.
and they drank it, and they got pissed. And finally they figured out that the Indians couldn't tolerate it very well, so they made it very restricted. It was only for the royalty after a while. Now that's what the Spaniards found. When the Spaniards came, they brought the distillation process. Where did they get it? From the Moors, who only used the distillation process for medicinal or chemical or ink purposes. The Moors, as being Arabs, never drank alcohol. It was the Spaniards that got hooked on it, like us. They took it to the United States. The Indians, who already had an intolerance to light alcohol, reacted in a very good way.
But now things have changed. Now the tolerance level has
Not
risen.
only the tolerance level has risen, but now tequila has become a global commodity. And a
Absolutely.
product that is reaching every continent in the world and hopefully being enjoyed responsibly by many people.
And it's not only that; it's also become the Mexican national spirit.
Oh, it is Mexico's national spirit, and it's the only denomination of origin spirit in North America.
It's Mexico's national spirit, and it is Mexico. If one talks to any Mexican, they will tell you tequila is Mexico.
And it's
inextricably linked.
And it's Mexico's extended handshake to the whole world.
Well said.
Now, how has it grown to such incredible levels? Because we talk about, how vodka has this, high-end market and single malt scotches and all these kinds of spirits. Now tequila is taking over a lot of these other markets. How did this happen?
Originally it started, you put in, this is both of us. Originally it started somewhere back where tequila was pretty rough in the past. One had to have a little salt to encourage the thirst, take the tequila and bite some lemon to cut that roughness. Up until, let's say, the middle of the 1900s, 1950, it was pretty tough stuff. Really, you had to be quite a macho to have it. Then somebody, we still don't know who, somebody invented the margarita, and this brought tequila as a badass outlaw into the parlor. Little by little, and as what I've understood, I've been trying to do some research, investigative journalism, trying to find out. That vibrator's on, Julio. To find out
Tom, don't tell all my secrets.
to find out what happened after it was invented. We'll never find out really where it started, but after it started, pretty much the consensus is it started off in Southern California once it got on board. Okay,
Our category is just lucky to have a driving force in a cocktail that many refer to as the big daddy of cocktails, the margarita, that makes it the #1 call cocktail in the world. And every single spirit category wishes they had a drink like the margarita. Now we got to take the margarita and evolve it and show people that by using amazing 100% agave tequilas, we can make spectacular margaritas for every kind of taste out there in the market.
Absolutely, I agree.
This is pretty much what happened today, and then what you guys were out to do today with
Yes.
this margarita, because it wasn't just about the conceptual margarita, just the basic. You wanted bartenders to really take it to the next level.
Absolutely, and why take it to the next level in London? London is the most sophisticated cocktail culture in the world.
I agree.
Best bartenders in the world are here. What better place to do this than in this environment?
Julio speaking in a clean, objective way, coming out of San Francisco. Julio owns this town. He's a homie right here, but he's not saying it because he has business here. That's a clear thing. Now back to
This
how
is
tequila.
Tom's town. London is Tom's town. Godfather of tequila to Europe. He brought the product over to this continent.
Well,
Thanks very much.
Talking about that, let's talk a little bit about Cafe Pacifico and what.
Before we go on to that,
Yeah,
I want to
please.
finish this question.
Yes.
How did tequila get into this position where it's on fire right now? Why has it gotten this notoriety now? This celebration. We talked about the margarita. That got us up to about 1950. Now the margarita is carrying us through. The other thing is what we've talked about in numerous talks is about the latter part of 1980s, early 1990s. We started having a lot of attention on the part of the tequila producers on raising quality standards. They wanted to make a tequila that was going to be very, very special and wanted by the world. They started in with what we can call boutique and designer tequilas, and this has radically changed the image and the popularity of tequila. It's no longer only that drink that you can have in a margarita and enjoy yourself, and various margaritas, because there's another long talk about the versatility of the tequila and margaritas. And it's also not only the thing that you can get messed up on and have a wild time. That's still there. I don't want that to leave. That can be there. But it's also this thing that can go into the parlor, be sipped and savored with a fine cigar, as Julio likes to do with cigars.
So I love to do myself.
There we go, finishing. That to me is an encapsulation of the progress and the arrival of tequila at this point. Anything to add on that?
Just the fact that 100% agave tequila can be
yes.
enjoyed by anyone in any socioeconomic order and in any setting.
Yeah.
With shoes on, with no shoes, with clothes on or clothes on.
Knickers
And-
on,
and
knickers
it's for
off.
In essence, when you talk about 100% agave tequila, it doesn't matter whether it's blanco, reposado, or añejo. You're going to enjoy it. It is accessible to the general public.
According to your taste and what you're looking for in that occasion.
You know, another crucial note to remember that tequila is the only denomination of origin spirit that's commercialized with no age, some age, and more age. So if a particular person likes aged products, he can go there. If a person likes unaged products, he or she can go there as well. Something for everybody.
Now, basically,
truly versatile.
what you're talking about when you're talking about denomination of origin is that. Are you right?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was getting
Are you
some-
all right, Bernie?
I was getting some hands.
So what you're talking when
Hands
you're
above
talking
the
about denomination of origin,
Hands
we're
on.
talking about the same thing that Jerez sherry does in Spain, the same thing that the cognac and champagne regions do in France.
Correct.
So it is in essence controlled.
Tequila has the same exact status as cognac and single malt scotch and Armagnac.
It is in essence and in principle, and it's still becoming reality because they're still putting teeth or claws into the law. The law is not totally enforced, but it is on its way.
How long has there been a control of tequila? For how long?
CRT was created in 1994.
So very recent.
Very recent.
So we can
Now,
only look for
however-
better things.
And
Absolutely.
the agreement with the European Union was 1997, I think. I'm not sure. I'm not good on facts.
That's all right. Now tell me, the question that I really wanted to ask is Cafe Pacifico, La
Thanks
Perla,
for going back to
and I mean, because what you guys have done with that operation is really propelled tequila. Not only has the margarita and the drinks and the quality propelled tequila, but also the establishments that serve tequila.
Yes.
So tell us, I mean, Cafe Pacifico worldwide. You know, we're from Australia. There's Phil Bailey in
We
Sydney.
got our man Phil Bailey down there. We are official ambassadors from the Mexican government. Phil is also an ambassador, less official, but he's what we were saying in our session is what we really are, what we endeavor to be are ambassador makers, and Phil certainly is an ambassador maker. Meaning, we're talking to everybody, wanting to turn them on. The level of the group that we had in there today.
Spectacular. Really.
Fantastic, spectacular. Those guys go out and they resell. They get turned on. They're the ones that are out there in the front of in the trenches with the customers, educating and stimulating them. So with Cafe Pacifico, we started 1976 in Amsterdam. I mean, that's nearly prehistory with tequila, actually. When we consider that in 1983 was the first arrival of Chinaco, which really opened everybody's eyes. About the early 90s, we had Don Julio, we had Patron coming out. So, I mean, that rocked everybody on their heels. So back to 1976, Amsterdam in the red light district, people didn't know what they were seeing. And it was in an environment of fun and wildness and excitement, which suited tequila perfectly. I mean, in those early days, we had a Danish girl who came in with some South Africans, not black, not white, the coloreds, the beautiful skinned guys. We came in one night, and the bartender Billy Wheeler said, "Thomas, had you heard what happened here?" I said, "No." He said, "There was a whole table of guys with their shirt off, and a girl who took her shirt off, topless from the top up." Now, in a nightclub, not so special. In a restaurant, in the summertime, that's the kind of atmosphere that Cafe Pacifico has and had, and tequila goes perfectly with. It's like one of the perfect things about tequila is what it is in terms of image suits everybody perfectly. It's a turn on. It's something everybody wants to get into. Some dare and some don't. So Pacifico often, in its best and mostly happens, creates an atmosphere where people can get into tequila, they can let down, they can go for it, they can get their energy. We talk about the agave plant goes out in the Mexican sun for 8 to 12 years. It absorbs all that energy. It gives you a high that is different to anything else that any of us have ever drank, and we all know it. And so that's creates the
That's where
fun.
it differs a lot from many other spirits.
I reckon.
It really.
What
just,
do you think so too,
Well,
Madeline?
I totally believe it. I've been a tequila lover for many, many years. I was actually, along with Phil Bailey, one of the hugest advocates of tequila in Sydney after I arrived from New York. And yeah, I believe it's one of those unique spirits that gives you a high and not a low.
Yes.
And it's I still don't know. I mean, can you guys answer why?
I think it's because of all that sun in it.
I think we'll be able to answer a little better after
Go
a couple
ahead.
more bottles of tequila.
And another thing, to tequila's credit, it's a very natural product. Mm-hmm. It comes out of this natural earth. No fertilization. It's growing out of the earth. It's produced naturally by most cases, and it's like communing with the earth because it is of that nature, and so much communication with the sun.
So, just to go back to the establishments, you were doing such great success with Cafe Pacifico.
Yes.
What is La Perla?
Okay, good question. We were having a lot of success with Pacifico as a restaurant with a large prominent bar. And then we said, Jesus Christ, a bar makes us so much money so easily. Why don't we make a bar? So in Paris in 1988, we opened a bar. We took over a restaurant. We demolished the kitchen, made a little place smaller than a fourth of this size of this little well that we're in, a servery. And we were thinking to serve tapas, or what is called in Mexico, botanas, out of there. Cold cuts and maybe a guacamole and chips and hot sauce. We opened up the tequila bar, the first one specialized in tequila in all of Europe. We were the first tequila bar anyway in Europe in '76. This was in '88. Specializing in tequila, people, the French, wanted to eat. So before we knew it, we were serving 200 meals a day out of a little servery like on an airplane. But tequila hit well. And that's why we started doing instead of restaurant with bar secondary, we did bars with restaurant secondary. So now we've repeated that 3 times here in London, and the public is ready for it. The public's going for it. The public appreciates it.
So how's it going?
Touch wood, it's going very well, Manuel. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, one last point. Official Tequila Ambassadors. Now, that's a pretty heavy job to have, and I can only dream
Very hard
of
work.
having a job
low
like that.
paying job.
Very hard. No paying
But tell
job.
me, is it a satisfying job? I can imagine it would be.
You know, my personal feeling is it's a great responsibility, but it is very, very satisfying. I mean, we get to go all over the world and teach people about not just any particular brand of tequila, but the whole category. And if someone chooses to enjoy, you know, alcoholic beverages responsibly and is of legal drinking age, this is a beautiful category to explore and go on a journey that can take you who knows where.
I agree with Julio, and he made a joke. It's a low-paying job. I said it's a no-paying job because it is, but the pay is here. Julio and I do it from our heart, and that's why we are successful at it. We're not seeking something outside besides doing something that we believe in and that we want to do because we love Mexico, we love the culture, specifically we want to promote this product that we believe in at the bottom of our hearts, and would do it do it at our own expense.
Now I want to talk about and I promise this is one of the last points. One of the oldest.
Before we have a drink.
Before we have a drink, and I promise you, we
got
do
1
have to have it.
minute.
We do have to have a shot
1 minute.
together.
60
Tell
seconds.
me about the oldest distillery in Mexico, or the oldest commercial distillery, which is Jose Cuervo.
Well, Jose Cuervo is an amazing 100% Mexican family-owned business. They are one of the top 10 producers in the world. And the Jose Cuervo, or the Beckman family that owns Cuervo today, are innovators in making and aging tequila in brand new woods, and not only just selling their products, but expanding the entire category through education of tequila. So it's not just out for themselves, they're taking tequila to the whole world.
We have the great honor and pleasure to be acquainted quite well with the family. Juan Domingo Beckman, the son. There's a father-son team. The father's got the background, the tradition point of view. Son's got the future-looking innovation. They balance one another perfectly. With our great honor, Juan Domingo Beckman was in La Perla Bar last night, visiting with us. Julio was out drinking with him later. They're very accessible human people. They listen, they react, and they're a success. They're a giant success.
We're
and
going to
they
meet
have
them
earned
later
their-
on this
they've earned
year,
their
so
success.
I'm looking forward to it. Guys, we're going to
Yes,
wrap
I
up.
Manuel,
Tom Estes,
thank you so
thank
much,
you
mate.
very, very much.
And
Manuel,
hello
placer.
to everybody in
Placer.
Australia, especially Phil Bailey, our brother. Thank
See
you,
you at the
Julio.
Australian Bar Show,
Oh, are you going to be there?
Sydney.
It's hecho. All right, let's have a shot.
All right.